Okay. All right. Okay. It still says it's unlisted. That just said public. All right. Hey, Stevie Lee, I have no clue if this is working. I think it is. Good morning, everyone. Let me find some earphones here. Bear with me, Stevie Lee. I don't know. If you manage to find this somehow, I got my settings right on Streamlabs. So hang on just a second here. Okay, I hope you can hear me. Good morning, everyone. I'm trying to find a spot to have a coffee chat, just to have a catch up, like, what's going on here. Um, See what's going on in the rest of the world. That's cool. So let's see if I can send this out. This might wind up being more of a test than anything. Let's see. Uh, okay. Turn the sound off. Uh, uh, I hope this works. I've been having trouble with the settings for so long, and um, we'll see what happens. Okay, let me get out of here. Let me get to a place. Then I'm all yours. There we go. I know Zippy's going live at 10, so I'm going to try to kind of do the lead into him. So we'll see what happens there. Good morning. And yes, I have the coffee. My Carnival cruise, like I've left Carnival. Can't wait to go again. For anyone who's watching the replay, hi, my name is Cricket Fox. This is my channel. I'm here in Australia. Yay! Thank you, Stevie Lee. Good. It was something in the settings on Streamlab. For some reason, like, it wasn't working. And then all of a sudden, it just has. So, yay, I'm doing the happy dance. So, I want to say thank you. And the reason why I want to do that is you guys really took after my Australia Day Parade stream. Thank you for that. Too late for coffee here. What time is it there, Stevie Lee? It's 9:30 Wednesday morning here. Uh, but that was just the first time for us. That was trial and error. Turned out okay. We actually had one tiny little hiccup of all things in the parade, and we had to I had to cut 30 seconds out because it pinged us. 6 p.m. Okay, I thought so. I'm still trying to find a time to do this, so leading into Zip might be okay there. So I hope the fan's not too loud. It is getting warm here. So, but we're going to do the next event we're going to do is called Anzac Day, ANZAC, Australia and New Zealand Army Corps. It's like Memorial Day. I guess that's the best way to describe it there. It's Memorial Day for us. So we're going to be doing the dawn service and the parade downtown. So looking forward to doing that. Bear with me here. It's not going to let me do what I want. It says I need to boost my settings, but I'm afraid to at the moment. So we'll be doing Anzac Day. The fireworks from Australia Day are on my page if you're interested to have a look. What else is going on? I'm working on I've got a website, cricketscornerofoz.com, which is going to go under a major overhaul. So you'll see that's starting to have some work. I'm a writer. I became a writer when Phil did his back in a few years ago, and I needed something to save my sanity, so to speak. So I started writing, and I've been doing it ever since. And I've got blogs over on WordPress, and I'll show you guys one day. We'll do a coffee chat, and I'll show you around my blogs on WordPress, and we'll do a big link to show you those, and so you can see what's going on there. So, what do I write about? I write about life in Australia. I write about sports. I write about travel. What else do I write about? I write about crocheting and knitting. I do a lot of that. Sports, travel, life. I have 3 books. I've published 3 books. I'm an independent, what they call here an independent author publisher. And so I do that. So I kind of take care of myself until I can make a little more money at it, I guess. Thanks, Stevie Lee. I think it's kind of cool because I always wanted to be a writer. And now I'm doing what I love. I work for myself. I do my own editing with some of the slideshows you've seen on the channel. I've done all that with Phil's help, and Phil was one spot the other night for the parade, and I was the other, and he kept reminding me copyright, copyright, copyright. So we thought we got it all through except for one snippet, but I think it's okay now. So Yeah, just got the flag. That zip is live in 30 minutes, so we'll try to keep this. I want to keep this at 30 to be Zip's lead in. So from here, we'll go over to see Zip. So that is, I've got two kids, two grandkids, two stepkids. Phil and I have been married. So we got married in '01. This 19 years. In January. The cruise we took in December was to celebrate was Christmas and the anniversary. So my birthday's coming up shortly, so that happens a week from Friday. So get celebrated with Corey. I hope Corey's doing the stream, so that would be pretty cool to do that. So I people always ask me what I want in anything for birthday, and I I guess it sounds kind of funny. I would like to be able to you know talk to people, have Twitter follows, or Twitter birthdays. One year I wanted birthday wishes from my favorite pitcher at the White Sox at the time, and I got it. Another year was a follow. I wanted to follow on Twitter, and that happened. I was really surprised on that one. What do I want this year for my birthday? I want to talk to Donna, and that might sound silly, but I do want to have a chat with Donna. Just a little, 5-minute video chat if she's able, just to have that little bit of, one-on-one time. So, or, to have things like, a follow on Twitter or follow on YouTube or, you don't really use it. I know a lot of people who don't, and it just depends. I use mine quite a bit, but I also have like 3 accounts. So, one of them is for my blogs, one of them is my public account, which I don't really look after that often. And then I've got the Shy Sock Sorority account. Say that 3 times fast. And that's the one I work on probably more, but I need to start working on everything. Stepson's very good with computers and things and how to brand and how to create that, how to create your logos. And so he's been showing me a lot of that and got me really inspired. And so he's been giving me some pointers, and he's gonna take over with the website and stuff once he's able to do that. So, and just help build that, which I'm looking forward to him doing it because he knows a lot about it, how to do certain things, and I'm clueless to say the least. But I'm learning, so I'm gonna work on one page today, on my website. So, and that hopefully will clean it up a little, give it a little bit of a spark, and we'll go from there. So, um, the 2 books I published, said I've done 3, but the 2 books I published, one is called A View from My Window, and that was just my blogs. The second one is called Dear Coach Walsh. We're fans of the Adelaide Crows. And a few years ago, our coach was killed by his son. And it was devastating, is not even the word. I can't even put into words how, why, how we all managed to recover. It was pretty devastating. Yeah, it was awful. We were in bed. Phil and I were in bed, and the stepson was just had gotten to work, and he called us and said, "You need to turn the news on. This is what's happened." So we turned on the news, and yeah, it changed us forever. We pulled together as a club, and so I started writing this series of letters, and it was just I was just putting words to how I felt and just putting it out there. And I had a few people tell me that they really appreciated it because it I knew I was writing about how they were feeling and they didn't know how to say it. So that was I was able to do that for them. So it's 5 years on and we've recovered and coach gets talked about often and yeah, so terrible time, but we made it. So that we pulled together, and that's what we did. Is fans and is the club and fans across the league, and so I think it was normally we have a game. Hey Anthony, how are you, Anthony? I have not forgot you and that link. You know what? I'm actually while I'm sitting here talking to you, I have that link and I am going to, I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it up to remind me that I need to put that out there for you, buddy, because you've been asking me, you've been very patient about that. So thank you very much for that. Okay. I cannot find it offhand, but I'm going to find that, pop that up, Anthony. So I haven't heard any more about the fire on Kangaroo Island, but things are getting better. They're getting a lot of rain and stuff on the East Coast. So we're due for a little heat wave starting just through tomorrow. And then we'll have cooler temperatures again. So I'm going to set up a poll on Instagram. But I want you guys to tell me in the chat down below, what do you guys want to see from around Australia? We've got some little one-day trips planned, but we live in Adelaide, so that's we can show you Adelaide. Quick, what were the fires caused by explosion because of new rain? It was a combination, Anthony. It was just because it was so dry and no rain, and a couple of the fires were started by firebugs, which is really sad. So it they're asking people to vacation at home this year just to put the money back in, to help these folks out. So that's part of what we're going to do. We're going to head up to the Adelaide Hills and make some visits there to folks and communities up there. We've got rain now, but it's more rain than we know what to do with. It's come so quick, everything's absorbed, and it's it's overwhelming. Anything would be good. No worries, Stevie Lee. Thanks for that. And our weather is goofy here too, for the simple fact of we last week I was wearing long sleeves, and which was a complete shock because of the military. But I'm not sure where the military base is for the U.S. in Australia. I do know, Anthony, that's up in Darwin. So I know where that is. So that is, yep, that's up in Darwin, which is up in the north of the state. So that's, I'm down at the bottom and Darwin's up top. So he would, if he's at the U.S. base here in Australia, that's where he would be right now. So yeah, let's see what else. Let's go for a walk. See what the weather's like outside. All right. Keep a watch on the time. Give you guys enough time to go see. Yeah. Well, South Australia is the driest state on the driest continent in the world. So, if that helps at all. So, here we go. This is out front. If you guys join me from my first live stream, this would look familiar. So, I'll give you a little bit of a view here. How are we doing? Okay. That's that field across from us. That's what they call Commonwealth land. That's the 3rd Ninth Army. That's Phil was in the Army, so that so normally it's a quiet street, not always though. But okay, I'm gonna go this way just because I don't want to give the number that we're at. I'm happy to show you the house, but not the street number. It's gorgeous here today, but it's going to heat up later. So, there we are. Phil's been really working on. Would I compare the winters in Australia to Florida and California? Yeah, on the mailbox. Yeah, I know, but I didn't tell you the road, so that's all right. Yes, Anthony, I would. They're about, depending on, I could go to football wearing I can go to a football game with a sweatshirt and a scarf and be plenty comfortable. So that's usually how cold it gets. We don't have snow. Well, where I am, we don't have snow. I mean, the hills has had snow, but we don't have the wind chill factor to deal with. So that's the difference. The wind chill factor, we don't have to deal with. Now, if you get into Victoria and New South Wales, they have snow. Oh, football. Sorry, Anthony. No, I mean Australian rules football. Sorry about that. I just start talking about it, and I don't think about transferring. Australian rules football is like rugby, but it's played on an oval field. And what are some of the differences? You can handball. To pass it, you handball it or you kick it. We're gonna take you guys to Australian rules games this season when the season starts, so you guys will have a better understanding when I talk about Australian rules. But it's like the big thing about Australian rules football, or Aussie rules, as you may say, they don't wear padding. So I'll find a link and pop it down below. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it freaked me out the first time I saw it. That was interesting. It freaked me out the first time I saw it. Phil had more fun watching me watch the game. Since you and Phil watch both football and rugby, which do you think is more about? Rugby. Now, Australian rules can get a little wild at times. And some of the fights that have broke out. But, yeah, I would say one of the cats has come to say hello. Yeah, I know. I'm going to show this to Phil later. But that's nothing new on that road, Stevie Lee. That happens a lot. So we're going to flip back around here. There we go. I can see I need to change my chat box around a little so I can see you guys better. But I will do that off stream. So thank you guys for coming. I wasn't sure if I was going to get this, but I've managed to get my settings right. Yay. So we're still, yeah, Zip is live in 30 minutes, so we'll try to go. I'm going to go for about another 5, and then that way you guys could slide it over to Zip. So this was kind of a spur of the moment thing today, but we're going to stick with it. Wednesday mornings, 9:30 for me, which is, I know, Stevie Lee, where are you in the world? So I've got a target time. New York. Okay. Okay. So that you'll give me a target spot to where I can go convert times for you guys to pop in there. So, but yeah, I'll in the future I'll figure out some subjects. We'll talk about writing one week. I'll show you some Aussie rules football. Um, who knows what we'll do. I'll figure out some things. Uh, talk about my dream trip to Disney. We'll talk about, Phil living with COPD, and I'll share one day about being a carer and what that's like. So, plenty of messages and things that we can talk about, and we'll do that. So, thank you guys though for stopping in. I really appreciate it. As rugby is like soccer, rugby's more like, no, rugby you can kick the ball, you can pass the ball, but to pass it you have to do it as a throw. That's one thing we'll do, Stevie Lee, one week, is I'll show you the differences between rugby and Australian rules. You know what soccer's like? Well, in rugby you can use your hands, where in soccer you can't. It's a little confusing. Even I was confused about it. So once I kind of got it sorted about which was, um, yeah, what was what, then that was okay. So that helped me out to understand it. It took me a few. I had to watch the differences. So I got this on Carnival. It was, geez, I've used it so much, prices and gone, but I love it. It's more, everything's going. They're going the metal these days, and we love it. We take it with us everywhere we go. I think I paid 19. I think I paid 20 for it. Do I play cricket as well as the game? No, I don't, but I do like watching it. They have test matches, which bore me to tears. They have what's called 51 days, which is 50 overs, and then they have something called T20, which I like those because those move quick. They're exciting, and you never know what's going to happen. And we'll do that too one day. I'll set up to show you little snippets of um, different what the different games are and stuff like that. So we are getting on, yeah, about 10 to 10 here. So, but we'll definitely do that. Stevie Lee will. Tracy, hi sweetie, how are you? Nice to see you. Welcome. It is Dutch not streaming anymore, so thanks for stopping by, mate. I appreciate it. We're just getting ready to wrap up here in about 5 minutes. I'm taking the lead in spot to another guy who's part of the This and That crew. So, yeah, doing good here. Thanks. It's getting kind of warm, so once I get off here, I'm gonna flip the air on and get the room cooled down a little bit more. So my phone wasn't. It's a little hot, so we'll get done streaming here and get it to cool down a little bit. So I was just Stevie and Lee and I were just talking about some of the things that you guys might want to see around here. I'm doing well, thank you. I think it's a warm day, but it'll be a good one. So some of the things that we just did, if you check my channel, we just did the Australia Day parade and fireworks. In April, we'll do Anzac Day. We'll sneak in some one-day trips here and there along the way. We'll go live some places. We'll do some pre-recorded stuff and pop that up. One of the things which part of Australia do I live in? I'm in South Australia, Adelaide. I just started a sports show. which you'll see the Emblem Foxton Sports. It's rough, but we'll get there. Talking about, this week I talked about Eli Manning's retirement. We talked about Sox Fest. I'm a Chicago White Sox fan. Amy, hey sweetie, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Loved your shopping stream earlier. Yeah, I didn't publicize this as good as I should have. It was spur of the moment, but I'll definitely be here next Wednesday for sure. So I might bump it. I might bump it to be the lead in to Corey on Thursday, since no, I'd have to do Friday. Yeah, I might do the lead in to Corey since that's my birthday in the States. So I'll get to see all of you guys for that little bit before Corey goes live. So that'll be the plan at this point. So, um, what else? Phil and I got Anthony. Since I live in Australia, have I done any surfing or scuba diving? No, I have not. But yes, the I want to go snorkeling. The scuba is amazing. You want to go scuba diving in Port Douglas, which is where the Great Barrier Reef is. If you're going to do anything like that, that's the place that you definitely want to do it, is there. That's a dream trip. Our next cruise is going to be 10 days and we'll end at the Great Barrier Reef. So that's at the moment, the plans are to get the car paid off, which will happen at the end of the year, and then start putting away for Disney World, our trip to Disney World. So, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that we will definitely get to come and visit you guys and see as many of you as we can while we're there. So anyway, guys, it's almost 5 to 10. I'm gonna end this so we can slide over to Zip. And I want to thank you guys for coming in today. As I said, I know this is a little rough around the edges, but we'll get there. I'll plan some subjects out and we'll go from there. Have I been to New Zealand since I have? Um, no, I've not been to New Zealand, and tickets, they're not too expensive. So it just depends on how you want to get there. So, guys, thank you. Tell Zip will be on shortly. Tell him that I sent you over. Thanks, Trace. You do the same. Thanks, Stevie Lee. I'll see you around. No, sure. Thanks, Amy. I will see you around, I'm sure, over at Zip. Anthony, thanks for the great questions today. I really appreciate them. Keep them coming. Thanks again, guys. Mwah. Love ya, and see you in the bush.